Marku chapter 2. Yeshua could no more openly enter into a city, but was without in desert places, and they came to him from every quarter. And having entered again into Capernaum after some days, it was heard that he is in a house. And many were gathered together, so that there is being room no longer, not even the places towards the door. And he was speaking the word to them. And they were coming, bringing toward him a paralytic, being carried by 4. And not being able to bring near to him through the crowd, they unroofed the roof where he was being, and having dug out, they are letting down the bed whereon the paralytic was reclining. And Yeshua, having seen their faith, is saying to the paralytic, "Child, thy sins are being forgiven." But some of the scribes were sitting there, and reasoning in their hearts, "Why is this man speaking thus? He is blaspheming. Who is being able to be forgiving sins, if not one, the God?" And immediately Yeshua, having perceived by his Spirit that thus they were reasoning in themselves, he is saying to them, "Why are ye reasoning these things in your hearts? Which is being easier, to say to the paralytic, Thy sins are being forgiven, or to say, Be thou arising, and take thou up thy bed, and be thou walking? But so that ye should know that the Son of the Man is possessing authority on earth to be forgiving sins," he is saying to the paralytic, "To thee I am saying, Be thou arising, take thou up thy bed, and be thou going off into thy house." And he was raised, and immediately having taken up the bed, he went out before them all, so as all were to be being amazed, and to be glorifying the God, saying that, "Thus not even ever did we see." And he went out again by the sea, and all the multitude was coming toward him, and he was teaching them. And passing by, he saw Lewi, the son of Halaphi, sitting at the place of toll, and he is saying to him, "Be thou following me." And having arisen, he followed him. And it was being him to be reclining to eat in his house, and many publicans and sinners were reclining together with Yeshua and his disciples, for there were being many, and they were following him. And the scribes of the Parishayah, having seen that he is eating with the sinners and publicans, they were saying to his disciples that with the publicans and sinners he is eating. And Yeshua, having heard, is saying to them, "The ones being strong are having not a need of a physician, but the ones having sickness. I came not to call righteous ones, but sinners." And Yohanan's disciples and the Parishayah were fasting, and they are coming and are saying to him, "Through what Yohanan's disciples and the disciples of the Parishayah are fasting, but thy disciples are fasting not?" And Yeshua said to them, "Are the sons of the bride chamber being able to be fasting, while the bridegroom is being with them? As long as they are having the bridegroom with them, they are not being able to be fasting. But days will come when the bridegroom should be lifted away from them, and then they will fast in that day. No one is sewing a patch of undressed cloth on an old garment, else the thing which should fill it is taking from it the new from the old, and a worse tear is becoming. And no one is throwing new wine into old wineskins, else the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is perishing, and the skins. But new wine into fresh wineskins. And it became in the Shabbat day him to be passing by the grain fields, and his disciples began to be making away, plucking the ears. And the Parishayah were saying to him, Behold thou, why are they doing in the Shabbat day what is not being lawful? And he is saying to them, Not even ever did ye read what David did, when he had a need and hungered, he and the ones with him? How he entered into the house of the God when Abiathar was high priest, and ate the showbread, which is not being lawful to eat except for the priests, and he gave also to the ones being with him? And he was saying to them, The Shabbat became on account of the man, and not the man on account of the Shabbat. So that the Son of the Man is being a Lord also of the Shabbat.